His hand hovered gently at my side as the second man stepped in closer. His shadow touched mine as he gazed past me. I didn't say a word. I simply stood there in the quiet, surrounded by the warmth hanging thick in the room, watching the firelight stretch across unfamiliar faces I hadn't planned on seeing. I'd only come in to escape the cold. Now the door was shut, and the stillness inside felt far heavier than I'd imagined. My breath formed soft clouds in front of me, slowly vanishing into the frozen night. I held my phone tighter, my fingers nearly numb, slippers soaked from walking back and forth between cabins in the snow. My nose stung from the chill, my cheeks red, as I wrapped my arms tighter around myself inside the oversized hoodie I'd thrown on in a rush. The cold was cutting now, sharper by the second, and embarrassment burned beneath the discomfort. I didn't want to be a nuisance, but the heat in my cabin had completely gone out, and the silence in there had grown unbearable. I knocked again, lightly, glancing at the warmly glowing window next to the door. My heart jumped as I heard footsteps coming closer. Muffled voices. Deep, relaxed. When the door finally opened, warmth spilled out toward me. Golden firelight, soft laughter, and a comforting blend of wood smoke and bourbon met me all at once. A rugged-looking man stood in the doorway, probably late 40s. His eyes were kind, with a quiet amusement as they met mine. His voice was low and steady, edged with something gentle. "You're freezing," he said. "Come on in, warm up." I hesitated for just a second, caught off balance, but there was something grounding in how calm his voice sounded. Inside, 2 more men glanced up from their seats near the fire. One, lean and sharp-eyed, maybe in his early 40s, watched me in silence, his stare unreadable but intensely focused. The other, older with silver threading through his dark hair, gave a welcoming smile, his laugh mixing easily with the crackle of the firewood. My heart beat a little faster. This was supposed to be a quiet night alone, just me and a bit of work in solitude. But now, standing in this unfamiliar warmth, I shivered again. Not from the cold. "You shouldn't stay out there," the older man said with a chuckle, standing as he waved me inside. "We're harmless, promise." I glanced between the 3 of them, each face reassuring in a different way, each gaze calm and confident. I stepped inside without a word. The heat inside wrapped around me like a blanket. As the door clicked shut behind me, I paused, adjusting to the shift. The warmth crept over my skin, waking up all the parts that had gone numb outside. Every detail in the room became sharp. The rustle of fabric, the steady murmur of voices, and the subtle weight of 3 sets of eyes noticing me. But not in a way that felt threatening. It wasn't just warmer here. It was quieter in a way that settled something inside me. I eased down onto a cushy sofa closest to the fire, its warmth spreading beneath me. The older man came over first, gently placing a thick blanket around my shoulders, tucking it behind me with care. "Can't let you freeze," he said softly, his voice carrying the same heat as the flames. The rugged man moved next, sitting beside me and silently offering a glass of rich amber bourbon. His eyes met mine, lingering just long enough to catch something in my expression before I accepted the glass. My fingers brushed his, and I could still feel the warmth from his touch. I took a slow sip, my heart pounding a little faster. The quiet one, the lean man, crouched down in front of me. Without speaking, he carefully slipped off my damp slippers. I tensed slightly, unsure, but his calm demeanor steadied me. He set them aside gently. The change in temperature hit again, more intense now that I'd started to thaw out. "Careful," the older one said with a laugh, settling on the couch next to me. His hand rested lightly on my shoulder. "Keep looking that cozy and we may never let you leave." The other 2 chuckled softly, their laughter warm and easy. The lean man's hand paused for a beat near my foot before pulling away. The whole space felt charged but comforting. "You feel better already, don't you?" the rugged man asked, voice smooth and certain, his gaze steady on mine. I nodded, lips parting, unable to look away. He reached for the bottle again, refilling my glass with a practiced hand. "Good," he said simply. Stay as long as you like. Silence settled around us again, broken only by the soft pop of firewood. The weight of their presence filled the space, but it wasn't overwhelming. I didn't speak. I wasn't sure I could. I held the glass tighter as the older man smoothed the blanket across my upper arm. When the lean one stood, he was only inches away. I felt his body heat before he touched anything. He gently fixed the blanket where it had slipped near my knee. I met his eyes. I didn't say anything. I didn't move away either. His lips lifted slightly. You're finally warming up, he murmured. Good thing you came when you did. His voice still echoed through me when the older one leaned in and took the drink from my hand, setting it aside on a nearby table. He motioned for me to rest back, and I let myself sink into the cushions. The blanket had slipped again, falling down my arms. I pulled it back up without thinking, letting it hold me close. Firelight flickered over their faces, throwing warm shadows across their skin. The quiet one sat down again, folding the edge of the blanket neatly. He didn't speak, but his calm presence grounded me. I turned a little more toward the flames, letting their heat sink deeper into me. The rugged one settled into a nearby chair. His arm draped along the top cushion behind me. It didn't feel crowded, just close. The older man leaned forward slightly, his fingers adjusting the edge of the blanket at my side. It was casual, unspoken. They weren't watching. They were just there. I exhaled slowly, realizing I'd been holding my breath. The quiet one reached once more to smooth the fabric near my knee, then returned his hand to his own lap. A small gesture, but it made the silence feel even warmer. Still cold? The rugged man asked. His voice was a little softer now. I shook my head. If anything, the hoodie and blanket were starting to feel too warm. I shifted under the weight of the layers, adjusting again. He leaned in and fixed the edge of the throw near my shoulder, his movements slow and unhurried. I let him, unsure if I should speak, or just sit in the peace of the moment. There was stillness, but no tension, just quiet. The older one made a small adjustment to the blanket again and leaned back. The quiet one remained nearby, calm, patient. The flickering fire lit up the walls with gentle motion. No one spoke, and I let the silence linger, my thoughts hushed by the steady heat. One of them met my gaze again, eyes calm and steady, drawing me in. A hand rested on my arm briefly, guiding me to lean deeper into the cushion. I relaxed into the support, my breath evening out. Another shifted nearby, gently adjusting the blanket once more around my shoulders. I kept my hands in my lap, watching the firelight shimmer across the floor. The warmth had wrapped around me completely now, chasing away the last of the cold. Someone sat beside me, a supportive hand finding its place behind my back. My shoulder touched his chest as I moved slightly. Just a light contact, but it grounded me. The stillness in the room made every small sound feel louder. The fire, a breath, the soft creak of fabric beneath me. One of them leaned in, fixing the throw at my side. Another's hand smoothed a wrinkle in the fabric behind me. The actions were slow, natural, and wordless. Nothing felt forced, just quiet and present. A low voice murmured something close, but I didn't catch it. I turned my head a little, uncertain if I should reply. But his eyes didn't need an answer. Just being there was enough. I shifted slightly again, tugging the blanket across my lap. One of them helped, fingers brushing mine as he tucked it beneath my elbow. The fire glowed softly, casting warm shadows along the room. The blanket slipped again, unnoticed until someone gently pulled it back up. Their presence didn't crowd me. Slowed everything down, calmed it. I straightened up, and one of them moved closer, offering support behind my back. I tucked my legs beneath me, settling in. His hand steadied my shoulder as I leaned in a bit more, catching the glow of the fire across my skin. Someone's fingers moved gently over the fabric near my spine, smoothing it with casual care, like someone adjusting a jacket. I breathed out slowly, letting the stillness guide me. A quiet murmur again, close but not loud. I didn't reply. I didn't need to. One hand readjusted the blanket at my side. Another steadied my arm as I leaned in more fully to the cushions. I stayed like that, half reclined, half aware, my breathing slowing to match the silence. One sat nearby, close enough to share warmth, their calm presence steady beside me. I moved my hand slightly, and someone helped tuck the throw beneath my elbow once again. The fire crackled. Warmth blanketed the room. The quiet had grown deeper. Not empty, just settled. One shifted beside me, brushing my shoulder briefly before leaning back. Another's voice hummed a soft note I couldn't quite hear. The blanket slipped again, but it didn't matter. Someone reached to fix it, careful, gentle. I let my eyes fall closed, the calm taking full hold. My breath slowed. My hands softened against the blanket. I didn't want the night to end. Be honest. Don't you wish you were there too? If you were, what would you be doing? Drop it in the comments. I'll be reading. And if you haven't already, subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss what's coming next. Thanks for being here.